Nekst was one of the people that introduced me to Detroit. I got off the plane, met him at Slow's. We ate some barbecue and then went out into like 2 feet of snow and 12 degrees and proceeded to have like a week of fun, you know, like the time of my life. And yeah, I got a place and I went back to LA, did the setup for the MOCA show, had the show happen, and then I went to jail. And I didn't get out of jail for a couple months, and then I finally got to come here and start my life.
An international graffiti artist has been caught.
It's a graffiti writer or street artist paradise, you know. It's abandoned buildings everywhere, total lawlessness. There's not the money to buff it. There's not the money to really fight it. Graffiti's thriving because the environment's right, you know, but it's thriving in a way that I don't think we've seen in the States and the US for quite some time. When you leave something and let it go and don't care about it, we come here, you know, and it's perfect for us. We care about it. We'll paint it all day.
I think Detroit has this, obviously it has this reputation of being a place that's really been knocked down and beat up. While it is very accurate, the bombed out, burned down, you know, dilapidated urban landscape is very much real, but there's something else that's happening here too, that there's this kind of rebirth. Out of this like wreckage, I sample these little bits and pieces of color that, you know, that I think that the work that I've been making here, it's kind of is about that story here in Detroit. You know, there's a big energy with a lot of young people coming here, trying to rebuild and trying to create a new world for themselves and for people like themselves, and it's awesome, you know, it's joyous. It feels like anything's really possible here. It's a real kind of clean slate, like it's not, you know, overly regulated, and you feel free here.
The same guy that has a show downstairs at Jesse's building right now.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He just painted this portrait of Nekst right here. And he did it. Nekst is almost always silver, black, red, and white. Those are literally the only colors he used. So he stayed true to Nekst's palette and used and it's actually his paint.
I feel it's really important to keep his name alive and to honor him the way that he deserves to be respected and honored, you know, because he had a tremendous impact on our lives, and he was a good friend. He was a rad person.
It's a real trip to have people walk by and say, oh, it's beautiful, I love it, it's incredible.
We did the exact same thing that so many times people have like stopped on their cell phones and called the police on him for.
It's interesting, you gotta start that dialogue with people.
I think that there's something really rad about not trying to like overly art it up because it's on a museum or something. I think that there's something really something interesting about just presenting graffiti exactly the way it is, just bigger.
We've been through a crazy flash flood, we've been through a lightning storm, none of us have slept. I was actually like, you know, Sean's really giving us a hard time, you know, but I think it's par for the course.
It's always hard work, but that's what makes it. That's what kind of makes the experience in the process of doing it all the more valuable. If you don't sweat and bleed a little and get soaking wet, you know, it was too easy and it wasn't worth it.
This isn't far from what everybody's doing every night, you know, or has been doing or will be doing. It's amazing to do this here on the Museum of Contemporary Art. It's really fitting, and it's great to showcase his work. It raises it up to another plateau. We've been following his steps quite a bit. We've tried to recreate his work. We've all been painting forever, so we could do our version of what he did, but on the MOCAD, we really wanted to do exactly what he would have done, you know, his throw up, his block letter.
It wasn't about us. It wasn't about our style or vision or our aesthetics. It was about keeping Nekst alive and doing him honor and paying tribute and homage to him, you know, his way.